Hello, Cancer. This is Mary Elizabeth with Sacred Love Tarot. Thank you so very much for turning up and tuning in. This is your November 2023 tarot forecast. I hope this reading finds you happy, well, and living in an attitude of gratitude. I am going to tune in a little bit to your energy, Cancer, to see what your November may look like or feel like. So I'm really, I have chicken skin. I don't know if you can see it, but I do. It's 80 something degrees outside, and there would be no reason for me. We don't have the air conditioner going, so there would be no reason for me to have chicken skin, and I have it really, really bad. So I feel like there is something coming up for you in the month of November, possibly travel, possibly getting things in order, possibly releasing some things and letting some things go. Just no longer being worried or concerned about trivial past situations, relationships, things like that. It's just not where your energy is. I wish you guys could see that. Just not where your energy is at the moment. I kind of feel like your energy is into working, trying to achieve, thrive, succeed. So let's see what the energy oracle has for you for the month of November, Cancer. All right, Cancer, November. Blossoming abundance, healer of the ages. So blossoming abundance was first, healer of the ages was second. One more card. Cornucopia and attachments. Okay, so I think one of the main issues here it would be the attachment card. And I just want to point out, let's see, we have 3, 5, 11. Would be the attachment card. And here's why the attachment card may be a problem. Because sometimes the attachment card is like the devil, right? Sometimes we wear masks. Sometimes we put on airs. Sometimes we are attached to or overly attached to situations coming out like we think they should. And then when they don't, we become very distracted and discouraged. So regardless of blossoming abundance, healing of the ages, and cornucopia, which is all fantastic, amazing, prosperous, abundant, receptive, ascension, transformation, all of these amazing things that are coming to fruition, we have the attachment card, which means that you are either attached to a specific or significant outcome, and it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. So it's going to turn you on your head, and or you are wanting to present yourself in a specific way to people around you, and you're finding it very difficult and hard to keep up that disguise, to keep up those airs, if that makes sense. So I think that you long for peace. I think you long for abundance and healing and everything that is and will be with the cornucopia. But I think look at all of this beauty and this brightness, healing from the heart, healing the heart, the soul, the mind, spirit. There's all of this wonderfulness going on, but there's something that you're just not satisfied with. Something that just isn't where you desire it to be. So you may be carrying around this false sense of everything is perfectly fine, everything is right where I want it to be, everything is, everything is, everything is, everything is. Everything isn't, but will be. But you're going to have to detach yourself from the things that you the outcome, the specific outcome that you have already pictured in your head. You have to detach yourself from that in order for everything to be, and then heal from that, because 9 times out of 10, Cancer, you are going to feel like a failure, because whatever the specific outcome is, whatever the specific outcome that you were attached to is, and doesn't come to fruition, even though there's all this greatness that will, you're still going to feel like a failure because the specific outcome didn't. And what I want to say is that regardless how you get to that blossoming abundance, that healer of the ages, or that cornucopia, you're still fucking getting there. So stop feeling sad for yourself. Stop feeling bad for yourself. Stop feeling like a victim. Stop feeling like that because whatever that situation that you have created in your head didn't come to life, that poor me, I failed. Look at the shit that you got around you that's manifesting. Who cares if it's not manifesting in that one particular way? Who cares? At least it is. At least it is. You're healing. You're coming into wisdom, connection to spirit, source, all of this growth, all of this opportunity, all of this abundance. Your connection with spirit, source, ancestors, God. You're connecting, you're healing the pain within yourself. You're connecting with a higher spiritual source. You're allowing yourself to release and let go and connect on a spiritual level, on a higher spiritual level. But all you can really focus on is that your sense of feeling like a failure because things didn't work out the way that you tried to structure it or tried to manifest it that way. Well, maybe it wasn't meant to manifest that particular way, right? We have all of these ideas in our big old heads to how we want it to happen. This is how I want it to happen. This is when I want it to happen. This is the date I want it to happen on. This is what it looks like. This is the smell in the air. This is the feel of this and the feel of that, and da 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 da. And spirit comes around and going, well, maybe not. And then you're like, I'm doomed. Come on now, get out. All right. So let's see what spirit is saying. Let's see what spirit is saying. All right. Spirit is saying it's time to tap into your divine feminine. It is time to tap into your divine feminine. It is time to tap into your what's the word, spirit? Oh, it's right here. Time to tap into your divine abundance, divine wisdom, divine prosperity. It is time to tap into your divine, what's the word? Vitality. Time to tap into the depths of your wisdom. I want to say that. Time to tap into your intuition, right? You have all of this abundance and prosperity around you. You have all of this wisdom, your roots, your wisdom, it runs deep, right? You have all of this rebirth, this, all of this rebirth and wonderment around you. So it is time to get out of your head. Get out of your head and get into your heart. Be open to receive, ascend, transform, play, enjoy life. You're creating all of these wonderful things for yourself, and you're so tied up with the outcome being the way you desire it to be that you're not really enjoying all of the gifts that you've received. You're not really enjoying all of the abundance that you received. You're not really enjoying the fruits of your labor. I think you're so in your head, Cancer. You're so in your head, you're not allowing yourself to enjoy. You're not allowing yourself to play. You're not allowing yourself to, look, even the Three of Wands talks about manifestation. Even the Three of Wands talks about what you're creating, right? In a very passionate and creative way. There's shit falling apart. I feel that attachment is falling apart. Could be also relationships falling apart. And here's what I want to say about the relationship side of it. So you could be so focused on creating a foundation that doesn't exist, that if you are in a relationship, that it could be deteriorating because you're trying to make everything so perfect that the relationship is falling by the wayside, right? I mean, sometimes sometimes we want to create this environment of perfection, right? And we spend so much time working to create this environment of perfection that we don't recognize that we could be losing the one thing we're trying to create this environment of perfection for. So while you're over there attached to creating this environment of perfection, you're not enjoying life. You are losing possibly relationships or partnerships. Things are crumbling. Things are falling apart. And then you get in your head, how did I not see that coming? How did I not see that coming? How did I miss the signs? Because you're too fucking focused on the whatevers over there. So now you kind of have to make a choice, right? What do I do? What do I do? So you're over here, you're obtaining and gaining all of this greatness, but you're over here stuck to this specific outcome, or wearing this mask that you can only wear for so long. You're fertile, you're vital, there's this sense of vitality and fertility and playfulness and intuition and roots running deep and wisdom, and there's this sense of creating something of passion and peace, but you're so focused. You're so focused on creating this illusion that you're not seeing that you're missing out on love. You're missing out on life. And then when life and love is gone, you get all up in your head about it. So now you have to make a choice, make a decision. What do I do? Right? What do I do? How do I fix that? How do I fix that? So you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You got to be vocal about it. You got to make a decision on what direction you're choosing to go and be adamant about, this is what I'm doing. I am choosing, I am deciding, I am choosing love. I am choosing vitality and fertility and wisdom and abundance. I am choosing abundance, healing, and cornucopia. I am choosing creating the life that I desire to live for myself and not the illusion that is tearing my world apart. I am no longer going to be fixated or attached to whatever this outcome is. I am making the command decision to move forward. I am making the command decision to communicate in a way that brings everything that I want, need, and desire to me, back to me, right? And it's a very adamant decision, a decision based in balance, stability, wisdom, speaking one's truth, coming through a time of peace. So you either lose everything because of the illusion that you seem to be attached to, or you release the illusion and make the decision to fight for what you already have. And you choose to fight for what you already have, because here you are nurturing what you already have. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if the devil showed back up, right? So this is you. Look, so you make the decision to nurture what you already have, but here you are fighting with yourself, right? Fighting against what it is that you're trying to release and let go. I mean, look at all that rage. Look at all that. So this is either competition, or it's you fighting against yourself and what it is that you should do. So at one point you make a decision to move forward. You make this adamant decision to do what you need to do to find passion and to bring passion and wisdom and growth into your life. And you're adamant about it. And here you are nurturing what you've created. But then here you are second guessing yourself. Second guessing yourself, right? So moving away from, transitioning out of being manipulated, backstabbed, hurt, deceived, and coming into a time of compassion and empathy for yourself, but also having fun. So I'm curious about the 10 of Swords and where all of that hurt and pain comes from, because we have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is like, and I think where the pain and hurt comes from out of the Ten of Swords is perhaps maybe you have been trying to create something for quite some time, but haven't been able to please anyone, if you will, or satisfy the promises that you have made in regards to what you were trying to, or maybe what someone else is trying to offer you. So there are people in this world who get into relationships and they don't make commitments in these relationships because they feel like they want to make everything perfect before they make this specific commitment. And so they get attached to whatever this specific commitment is, and then they realize that what they are doing is sabotaging their own life. And maybe the pain and the hurt here isn't a sabotage from somebody else, but it's a self-created, self-made sabotage, right? It's you creating this unachievable promise or event or unachievable outcome, and because you realize that you have to, in order to save your relationships, that you're going to have to give up this idea of whatever this unachievable outcome is in order to save these relationships, but you feel like you're turning your back on yourself, if that makes sense. So now you're decided to go, let's go balls to the wall with it, and whatever happens, happens. But and it's coming back around. That's what the judgment is. The judgment is it coming back around. So now you get a second chance at doing whatever it is that you're doing, but doing it in a specific way to where it creates this specific outcome. It's not being attached to it. Now it's working for it. Right? Working for it. There's the chains of attachment have been cut and the mask has been pulled off, and there's this recognition of, perhaps what I was trying to do is unachievable, and recognizing that you're losing relationships. So there's almost this feeling of you fighting against yourself on what it is that you should do. And even though there's a sense of nurturing here, there's also this sense of, going forward and doing whatever it is that I have to do to make whatever this is happen. So it's coming back around. So one, and there's imbalance here with the Two of Pentacles. So you are either, you have this opportunity with the Judgment card to fly out of the fire like a phoenix, to do some soul searching, some ascending, some changing, but it almost feels like is that you're going right back into that. So here's what I want to say to you, Cancer. If you don't want the relationship, to stop trying to sabotage it. Just be real. I don't want this relationship. It's almost like you're trying to use, or someone in your life is trying to use the excuse of, I want to make things perfect before we get together. I want to make things perfect before we move in together, or we live together, or we achieve this success together. And meanwhile, you're making excuses on why this can't happen. And even though Spirit is saying, be gentle with yourself and kind to others and show compassion, here you are just going balls to the wall, throwing caution to the wind. Who gives a fuck? The Knight of Swords is all about drama anyway. So you're your own worst enemy, bringing drama into something that should have peace and compassion, and that should be fun and exciting. And there's all of this abundance and happiness that could be achieved and that could be received, and you have the opportunity to make that happen. But it seems like you're so focused on achieving this perfection that and I think the perfection is a fucking excuse. I think the perfection is an excuse. Either someone is trying to convince you that when everything is as perfect as it can be, you will be together. It's a lie. It is a lie, because there is no such thing as the perfection. There's no such thing as the perfect environment, right? I want to make sure you have this and this and this and this and this and this and this before we can achieve all of this greatness and all of this abundance and prosperity. Well, when does that come to fruition? When does that happen? And when the setbacks come in and you're going backwards instead of forwards, or something happens to where you have to take time off, or you don't have the money to fulfill this dream or this passion, who suffers for that then? Who suffers for that then? Right? So somebody, I'm not saying it's necessarily you, but somebody is stringing along. Somebody is playing games. This is not the card I want. This is the card I want. You're being guided to use your intuition here. Psychic abilities, use your intuition. Look at the signs. Look at what Spirit is trying to show you. Protect yourself. And there's grieving here, so there's a loss here. So there may be a relationship coming to an end, Cancer, because you're so fucking fixated on being or creating this perfect outcome that you are sabotaging your relationship each step of the way. And even though you have an opportunity to do it all over again and this time change the outcome, you're right back into doing it the same old way. So this could be your energy as a Cancer, or it could be a Cancer doing this to you. But anyway, if you're Cancer, here we are, here you go. There is grieving, there is loss. Make sure you are protecting yourself. Make sure that you are setting boundaries. And look at the signs. Look at the signs. Look at the signs. So until December, Cancer, take care of you.